You see this? This is the reason why I sleep with a baseball bat next to my bed. Exactly. And you know what? After this movie, I'm gonna upgrade. Gonna get a chair and just prop it, like, don't care. So, yeah.
So, what did everyone think? If you don't know, we saw The Visit. So, what did everyone think? And that's
exact reason.
Okay, so what'd you guys think? Alex,
how in the Sheryl Crow does this have a 62%?
Like, good, bad?
That's all right.
62 is a good.
It's
No, I mean, are you asking why it only has a 62?
No, I'm asking how does it have a fresh rating? This...
Well, you didn't like it so much?
No. It's...
You know what, this is...
At times it's kinda fun bad, but this doesn't feel like a Shyamalan film at all. This just feels like...
It was made by Blumhouse.
Yeah, this just feels like another one of Blumhouse films. Like, It
didn't end with a jump scare, though. The last...
Yeah, well, at least that's true, yeah.
I was expecting a jump scare. Like, right there.
Because the problem, it wasn't like
what's wrong with ending with a...
The problem with the Gallows is that they wanted to have like a twist ending, a creepy, like this had a twist in it, but it was like, it was halfway. It was like, it was in the, like, it was halfway. They already kind of discovered. It wasn't like at the end, oh, they're really alien. There were aliens there, because there was that whole, the story, the old
and...
There wasn't anything like that. Like, it wasn't, they didn't need a twist. Like, the Gallows... First, like, they felt they had to be creative. Like, at the end, they had to go, oh, well, I'm pretty glad
nobody took my bet, because I would have lost.
But still, what's the deal with the twist here? Why?
I liked it. I thought it kind of made sense, though, because, like I said, if it was anything else, it would have been kind of silly. Like, John
and
thought
it's realistic.
Yeah, it was.
It's realistic, which is, I mean, like,
it's realistic fiction.
It's. You know, I don't think that's going to happen every day, but at least it's something that can happen.
Yeah, that's why I define these sort of movies as realistic fiction, that the events themselves don't... I mean...
I think if it's considered fiction, it's realistic in some way.
No, realistic fiction, by my definition, is that it might not happen, but it can.
Right.
Hence the baseball bat.
But the thing though that's the big that you said you thought this was like most Blumhouse films. It's really not. Like most Blumhouse like found footage horror films have like the typical whenever there's a jump scare there's a loud music cue. This had like no music cues. Like there was no besides
that
like,
is true.
A few times,
besides like the songs that evidently the kids added in.
First of all,
it was done.
Actually, first of all, one of the problems. Do you want to go over what was good about this film first?
Well, I guess what's good about it is that it does the found footage aspect a little better than other films because it's actually because the two kids are actually wanting to make a movie, and so we hear from one line that sometimes they just go outside to film a few night shots, and for like the first 2/3 of the movie, I was thinking, why are they filming this? And okay, they're trying to...
it's not just like, I'm going to film this because me and my dude bros want to party, so I'm going to film the party stupid. For some reason, and there's it's nothing like, it's a family outing, let's film everything, and I'll keep holding the camera.
I can't really name a lot of things I liked about this film. The most I can say is that this is like an instruction video on what not to do in this situation.
Well, actually, I liked the kids. I felt they were very realistic, and I actually really liked them. I liked the heart. Like, this did have some really good, like, heartfelt moments. And it wasn't like most Shyamalan films lately where, like, the characters weren't like this all the time.
That's another thing, yeah. That's why it doesn't feel like a Shyamalan film. Like,
there's more emotion.
No one speaks as though they're constipated or they're allergic to the apostrophe.
Yeah, because I think Shyamalan has kind of learned from his.
I think all those bad reviews, he's learning.
I heard he didn't write the script on this one.
He did.
Might
It said written and directed by Shyamalan.
But,
well, the thing is though that like the reason why like his last film. I mean, I know you said you thought we were talking about earlier. He said he liked After Earth. He didn't think it was that bad. But...
I said I liked it. I did not love it.
Well, yeah,
I thought it was worth the $7 I paid.
This,
I would not pay to see it opening night at like 15.
I believe this film should be. So throughout the film, this is definitely required. This should be required viewing. Like, and yeah, like what not to do.
But yeah, I just felt I liked the characters, and I thought the old people had some creepy moments, and I thought the ending was kind of creepy, especially not like the parts of the old lady that was kind of. We'll talk about that later, but like I thought the parts of the old guy and the kid were kind of creepy, where he's just standing there, kid like in total like he doesn't know what this guy's gonna do. He's just talking and he's doing all this stuff, and just like I was just sitting there like, man, I hope he like when I first was like, I hope he doesn't hurt him.
And what does it build up to? Him pressing an adult diaper against his face.
No.
That is a thing that happens.
A soiled diaper.
Yeah.
What would you rather do?
That's
Would you
nasty.
rather be in the girl's position and have to like murder some creepy old lady right above you, or would you rather get a bunch of old person poops stuffed in your face?
I don't like that game.
That is a definite lose.
Yeah.
Although, okay, so
I've rarely come across a card in Would You Rather where it isn't a lose-lose.
You know, I'm speaking from my own childhood here. What I really didn't like was that these kids were not that smart. Like
Well,
even when they no me if you try to when I was a kid, if you tried to do something, there was no stopping me from hurting you. Like I did not have that blockage. Like anyone.
But
My
and I want to talk about another good thing. It was better than The Perfect Guy.
my brother,
That was terrible.
my brother, my mother, my dad, my sister, no. If you come at me and with the intent to hurt me, you would find out what kind of a little devil I was back then.
But it's just
Well, the thing is, until the very end, they never actually did anything to harm the kids. It was creepy, but they never even like.
Yeah, but
them.
even after they found out, the twist, like there's like two twists, I believe. The first twist, you probably know what I'm talking about. They still don't do anything.
And you mean the knife? When they find out, like.
No.
it's okay.
I don't.
We'll
Okay, when they find out that these two people
are not their grandparents.
Yeah. They still don't do anything.
Well, they're trying to leave. It's just they can't because these old people are kind of keeping
Remember,
them
they
in.
were
They're
trying to leave, and then the old
Yeah.
They're
Oh, yeah, but
stopping them. I mean,
yeah,
it wasn't. And besides, they're young kids, and
I
they're young.
I
they're old,
literally
really old. Like
when I was in a haunted house, I literally someone jumped out of me and I beat him with my candy sack. I'm not joking. I literally beat him with my candy.
They're not you though. They're not as big as strong as you were when you were a kid.
I was
frail.
about this tall at the time.
But you were still kind of a big kid. I guess. I don't know.
Not really. No.
And they didn't have a big candy sack though. They didn't really have much.
No, they had a poker. They had a fire. Didn't you see like in the old woman's room? There was this stand.
That's what I was thinking.
You grabbed the poker.
I thought she was gonna go do that, and then I don't know why she kept like moving the camera. I didn't get what that was for.
But I guess
yeah.
I mean my guess is sort of that maybe they're not really that violent of people, so they didn't feel they wanted to try to find a way just to get away and hope that the police take care of it. Maybe they weren't like they didn't want to. I mean, I'm saying like some people would probably go, oh, I'm attacking them, but some people like they're I don't think they were very violent people, so I think they probably would have. I think it was kind of they just like, oh, we don't need to really let's try to get out of here and call the police. Until later, where it's like, okay, I think we better defend ourselves.
Yeah.
But what was the second twist? You said the first what? Second twist?
The second twist was that who they really were. They were these.
Oh, well, I think that kind of came once you figured out that they were
right.
That was kind of a given. Like they probably were not. They probably were. They probably were people who did know their grandparents because they knew things about them. I mean,
That's true.
They did find the picture of Yeah.
Yeah, because I think they kind of once it was discovered that they weren't their grandparents, I think it was kind of obvious that it was probably because they knew a lot about them. It wasn't like they were just like, hey, we're old people, we're taking you in.
There were also some. Did you notice when during the first Becca's first interview with the woman, she does not, when she talks about her daughter, she does not refer to her by the first name. She uses the full name.
Right.
Yeah, there's little hints that have loot, I think. But yeah, let's get into like probably the problems. Let's get into what really.
No, that's one of my problems.
Okay, I don't know. I didn't have much problems, but I did have like a few. Like I felt there was that gimmicky scene where the old lady was like she was in, of course she turned the camera away, then when she came back the old lady was closer. Then the old lady was closer. Like they did that. I felt that was the only gimmicky thing. And then there was some other stuff that like the jump scares, even though they didn't have a loud noise accompanying them, thank God. I still felt I don't think jump scares are very interesting, or I mean, like one jump scare is I'd be fine with like maybe one jump scare, but
I do want to add something.
One of them though.
I want to do. I actually did like something. There weren't a lot of jump scares. There were a lot of drawn out moments.
And the jump scare that was coming was kind of like you were kind of able to tell, because like she goes out of the camera and then you hear some scurrying and you're like, well. I was like, well.
She wasn't even in the room at the time. How'd she do that?
Even the false scare with the kid. No, she did. She walked over to the side.
She was probably.
Yeah, there was another false scare with someone
at least
suddenly opening the door and
But also the little kid.
But there weren't
false
that
scare by the
many.
Kid, you could kind of see him. You could kind of tell it was probably him, because I don't think any of the grandparents would have grabbed the camera, because it was just the kids who were filming. Except for like there was a couple scenes where the grandpa grabbed a couple where he's like, or the old lady, she grabbed it. But other than that, it was never like they were filming for fun. It was always just like when they were going off.
And then there's.
There weren't that many jump scares.
The moment that everybody laughed at in the trailer when the old woman asked Becca, "Would you mind getting inside the oven to clean it?"
That's like,
and so
how is that funny?
So yeah, I mean,
it was pretty funny. I thought it was cute in the trailer, anyways.
Yeah. So, here's what happens in that scene. Basically, she obliges. She gets inside the oven, cleans it, gets out. Nothing happens, and so you kind of think maybe that's going to be a foreshadowing to later.
Yeah.
But here's what happens when you think it's going to happen. She's asked to get inside the oven to clean it again. The woman shuts the oven just to, like, dust something off, like the rim. Opens it again, and she just gets out. What was the point? What was the point of either of those scenes?
Doesn't it happen like a third time?
No, it just happened twice. But no, I didn't. There was, because it was just kind of, I guess it was like maybe he was like, oh, it happened I guess it was sort of, I don't know, I didn't really care about that anyways. I thought, I mean, she still sort of locked her in later and cleaned the thing, but it was just sort of it was still kind of creepy, because it's like, you kind of thinking, oh god, she's going to leave, she's going to start the oven, oh thank god she didn't, or something. It was kind of like, I felt it kind of paid off. Not as well as it would have, but if they would have died, I think it would have, because the kids survived.
They wouldn't kill the kids. That's the one thing I knew going into the movie. They're kids, so it's because most people aren't brave enough to kill kids, so I figured no matter what happens, I know at least the kids are going to come out alive.
You are very sheltered, aren't you?
I'm glad of that too, because
first of all, you knew the kids were going to make it.
But I was...
sort of.
Who's editing the film?
Well, obviously, whoever found the footage, just like every other found footage movie.
That's true, but...
Yeah. You can tell that this was made by inexperienced kids, though, because we have captions that appear on the screen in red cartoony letters. You know, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday morning.
And it wasn't very cartoony. Yeah. That was kind of...
and yet still...
It didn't feel very cartoony. It wasn't like...
And yet despite that, they have the real credits playing over scenes from the beginning and end of the movie.
I was fine
Well,
with
great
that.
job, kids. You chose M. Night Shyamalan to direct your film.
I was fine with that, because I don't like it when they pretend it's like, oh, police... This footage was donated to Paramount Pictures by the Bernardelli police department, like in Paranormal Activity. I'm glad they didn't do that because that's kind of annoying after a
Or
while.
like
they did that with The
Blair
Devil
Witch?
Inside, and like no, I'm talking about like Paranormal Activity, and The Devil Inside did that. Even Blair Witch kind of did that too, but where they kind of tried to make you it's real. They don't do that. They like same thing with Chronicle did that too. Where it's like
but
no, this is just a movie.
Yeah, no, but the idea of a found footage movie is that you're supposed to question whether it actually happened or not. At least from my perspective.
Kind of. Not. They don't have like. Because people
and
know
also,
it's fake now. You can't really trick people. It's real anymore.
Yeah.
Well, technically, what if she filmed all the footage, but then he directed and said like, "Oh, well, we should have this shot." So he could have like been the one who found it, and I don't know, and also then been the one to edit it.
And to be fair, there aren't really any famous actors in this movie. The only recognizable one was the kid who played Tyler, who was in Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day.
Not true. And Catherine Hahn as well, the mother. She's been in a bunch of stuff.
She was like she was a main character in Parks and Recreation for a couple seasons.
Okay.
She was in a bunch of other stuff too. Catherine Hahn. She was.
I thought I recognized the grandpa.
Yeah, but she was in Parks and Rec. But she was also in like she's been in a bunch of stuff, like a bunch of movies and like television. So she's like the only like really recognizable. Like most people I know say, "Hey, Catherine Hahn's in that movie. I know her."
Okay, I take it back then. I mean, using famous actors in a found footage movie is one of the big don'ts.
Yeah.
I'm fine. I don't really care because
Michael B. Jordan was in Chronicle, and I mean, look where he is today. I mean, he's in Creed.
But they start out. I mean, usually you want to use someone who isn't recognizable, even if they do go on to do bigger stuff. I mean, Dane DeHaan was also in Chronicle, and he played Harry in Amazing Spider-Man 2.
He was also in a bunch of others, like low budget stuff, like Kill Your Darlings and Life After Beth, and a bunch of other.
Yeah. And also T.J. Miller was in Cloverfield, and he's like an internet celebrity now, and he was also in
a bunch
Transformers
of other people from
4.
that movie, like I forgot the actress's name. She was in a bunch of stuff too. But
I think we're off topic.
Cloverfield. Okay. We're not too much, but like
not too much. But
let's get to the grading, I guess. Let's just
final thoughts. I have one. Like I said, this is for me. This is sort of a like one of those old school movies. You know the ones, the instructional videos or something. Like don't do this. Don't. The only thing this was missing was the narration.
Yeah.
And, they say that violent video games desensitize us to this. I'm thinking that's not such a bad thing anymore.
Well, like, it can be helpful, like, if you're, like, you're in a situation like this. But
yes!
In real life, like, if you're just, like, if some guy's like, hey,
no! Yeah, well, I mean... if just only to prepare for this sort of thing, you know?
Well, I don't know. I never really feel
everyone should prepare for when their grandparents.
I mean, like, okay, if it's true that video games desensitize us, if it's true, that's not such a bad thing anymore. This is definitely a video I think people should watch this movie just to know that what to do and not to do.
But okay, so before we get to the grading, I kind of want to point out that maybe we should let everyone, like, when we get to the grading and stuff, maybe we should let everyone, like, have their piece. And, try to.
Okay.
And
anyone else?
I'm not even talking about even in between. I'm talking about, like, even when everyone's done, then if we have anything to say about someone else's final thoughts, we can say it. Just let's.
Okay. Let's do this. Anyone else? Any other final thoughts?
Well, overall, I just think this was just another basic film that's coming out from Blumhouse nowadays. A basic horror film from them, because they've done some other good things like The Gift and Whiplash, but as far as the horror movies go, this just feels like just another one of them. But it has Shyamalan's name on it, so I'll be adding this one to his list of bombs. So
a very large list.
Yeah.
You got anything?
I didn't think it was as good as the early stuff, but I thought it was a lot better than The Happening and Airbender.
But I don't know.
And I didn't love it, but I thought it was at least somewhat enjoyable.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would rather watch Happening again,
I wouldn't say Bombs,
I'd rather watch
Airbender. Like one of his bombs, because Bombs really
well,
I think Bombs incendiates
I haven't
that
seen Airbender,
box office, because this actually did pretty well for, especially for the budget. It was like $8 million, and it made like $25 million back. So it's not really it's not going to be a bomb. It's definitely going to be an upgrade from what he's been doing lately for film money wise. But I guess it's in film wise, you think it's one of his bad films. You put it on his bad list. Bad. I'm just gonna say bad list because most people use the S word, but I'm just gonna say bad list.
Well, you can just say the Tina Turner list.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That was cute. But I forgot. I should have said that too. That I thought this movie was pretty funny too. Thought there were some good jokes in here. I mean, not everything, but most. Like the rapping. I know it bugged John, but I liked the rap. I liked that.
Oh
that was
god,
cute.
the rapping.
Because usually I don't like it when kids do that, but I felt it was fine here. It wasn't because it wasn't too bad. Like it could have been much worse. Like at least if he was actually a rapper, I actually listened to his music over like Vanilla Ice or something. So
can I say something too? I noticed at the end of the movie when he was rapping, she was putting on her makeup and looking in the mirror, which is like shows like progression because before she was.
Yeah, that's true.
So that was a good little detail.
Yeah, they didn't say it. It wasn't like, and now my in the rap he wasn't like, and now my sister can look in the mirror or something. It wasn't so stupid. Like they actually showed it. It wasn't just like, oh hey, look, she can look in the mirror now. Like the guys who did The Gallows probably would have done that if this was their film, and it probably would have turned out that there was like an evil spirit in there too.
Yeah.
So, you wanna?
Let's get to the.
Let's grade this sucker. You first.
D+.
D+.
You can go first.
You go first.
Okay. I am not with you at all. I did not hate this movie. I actually really liked it. I thought it was funny and it wasn't super scary. Like, it's not like I'm going to be like up at late at night going, grandparents better not be here or something like that, or I'm not gonna be the movie isn't gonna be in my nightmares, but I still liked it. I liked the characters, and I thought it had some interesting stuff, and I don't know, I liked it. I'll give it a B+.
So I want to explain. For me, this is a really good, like I've mentioned this time, like a good instruction video, like, and you know what? A very good reason why I sleep with baseball bat. Just right there. Right. Nah. I can just do this.
But I thought
I need a rock.
But I thought this was a very good, like, true to form to, like, Shyamalan stuff, because lately he's just been making, like, really bad duds, and I've been waiting for him to kind of get back into an interesting, or at least a movie that I felt was interesting, and I felt this was it. I liked it. But
I liked the realism. It was a horror movie that wasn't, like, too over the top scary, and it was at least somewhat realistic because it wasn't demons and stuff. So again, that's why I give
this can happen.
Right. He gave it a B. Yes, I don't think they would hear that because John kind of yelled.
Yeah. Well, right now
there were some new trailers, I think.
Yeah, there were some new ones. There was the political one with Sandra Bullock. Our Brand is Crisis, I think it was called.
Yeah. What do you think?
Well, I don't know. It looks like it's based on true events, but it looks like
I gotta go.
It looks like they're making it into a slapstick comedy, like when the llama gets hit by the car.
There was some, and there was the does anyone speak any English? And they'll raise your hand if you speak English, and they're like,
nope.
Yeah.
Concussion looks good.
Oh yeah, Concussion with Will Smith.
I've seen that. And then there was Krampus or Krampus.
That one looks good.
The official name is Krampus, but for some reason they called him Krampus.
I like Adam Scott, so
Krampus.
What was that?
What, Krampus?
Krampus.
It's based on like a real pagan legend or something.
Yeah,
like
it is.
Oh yeah, it did say based on a legend.
But it's
he's Santa's little brother, and now I just have an image of Santa Claus appearing in this movie and go,
I don't
think
so, though.
Why?
I don't think so, though. I believe
it's true, man.
I believe it's a little different. I believe it's a little
different.
No,
this specifically is Santa's brother, an old Germanic.
Where'd you even learn that? don't just say Supernatural. They might have got that wrong because I believe my brother looked it up and I think he said it was something else. He said he was something else. I don't think it said anything.
I did actually look this. I don't remember where I learned this, but this just stuck with me. But maybe it's. I know it's from like Germany.
But the one thing I did like about the trailer, though, is I was afraid because when they did the whole "this family's forgotten about Christmas," and then I heard the rain thing on the roof, I'm like, oh god, this is going to be a sappy thing where they meet Santa Claus or something like that. I was like, oh thank god, it's a horror movie. I was like, when I saw that, I'm like, uh-oh, it's going to be another one of those movies where Santa Claus, what are you doing here? You guys have forgotten the spirit of Christmas. I thought that's what it was going to be. I'm like, no, oh thank god. Because I don't think
would you see Krampus?
Probably.
Yeah, me too. I'll see it.
Yeah.
Like, when is it coming out? Like Christmas?
Probably.
First week of December.
Yeah. First week of December? Oh, man, we could see that.
Yeah,
we can see that. Yeah. You know what? Let's see that.
I'm just
Let's
glad
do
they
this.
didn't do
All
that.
right,
Because, and also because when I first thought, I thought like, oh god, it's another Family Stone or something. You know, one of those like dysfunctional or Saving Christmas.
Oh yeah.
One of those movies about Christmas with a dysfunctional family. Oh, and it's just like, but it's
still gotta check out Saving Christmas.
I'm gonna look up Krampus when I get home.
But it's still like the whole. I'm glad that they didn't they changed them because I'm like, why has all these good actors and I also kind of thought maybe it was like this isn't like New Year's Eve or something like one of those multiple things or
you know what
Christmas.
What I like about this trailer, they sort of take the alien route, you know, like you barely see him.
Yeah.
Like at most you get bits and pieces of his body, and that's really good.
Okay, well, next week we got tons of stuff coming.
Oh no, wait. Now I remember he was Santa's assistant in the actual legend. He would come down the house and beat children with a broom. And if you were really bad, he'd haul your keister up the chimney, and you were never seen again. He had his own army of elves, like little demon things. Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Little
elves. That reminds me of
I just remember from CR to CR. You know, Chad Rocco. He does a familiar faces on it. That's where I remember hearing it from. But it may not be from Germany. I gotta watch that again. Any other trailers?
No, everything else we've seen already and discussed, so.
Yeah.
Next week it is looking pretty promising. I mean, 5 movies coming out. Odds are one of them is going to be good. So Sunday night, Maze Runner: The Scorch Trials. I invited the college group. We're going to go to that right after.
Didn't you? You also invited me.
Oh.
I did?
Yeah.
I got the invite.
I didn't I didn't send any invites. I just.
Yeah, Michael Dorsey.
Oh, yes!
Oh, you don't say.
Yeah.
Okay. Deal. We are seeing this. We are seeing this.
Yeah.
Love trick.
All right, so Scorch Trials Sunday night. I'm not sure about when everything else is going to be yet. Probably got to find a theater that's playing Captive and Pawn Sacrifice.
Okay, the caffeine's getting to me.
Yeah. Really looking forward to Captive.
I always think large of these things, like this big. Like,
yeah.
I'm sorry. It's.
Yeah. And then also Everest and Black Mass. Black Mass currently has an 88% on Rotten Tomatoes. So
ooh,
actually, I think I think everything next week is getting a fresh score already. Excuse me, not next week. This week.
We are not doing a 5. No 5 movies.
No, well, not in the same
night. Pick two.
Not in the same night, of course. I mean, 5 movies. Can you even do that? I mean, I did 4 one time, but I don't know about 5.
You know, I think
I think we've been talking for too long. So
yeah. Okay. Let's wrap this up. What are we gonna see?
Black Mass, Everest, Pawn Sacrifice, Captive, and Scorch Trials.
I do have to mention this about Captive, though. I want to mention this a little bit. I saw the poster for it. It's not a very good poster because the movie's about a woman who gets kidnapped, but the poster has like a picture of this guy, the guy who's kidnapping her with a gun and like her face in the middle. It looks like an action movie or a thriller. The poster. I think it has a bad poster. Other than that, the movie looks fine.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's got some. It's got some well-known actors in it and a big studio. It's Paramount Pictures, so yeah, it does look like this might be a once-in-a-while faith-based movie that turns out to be great.
Oh, that
although
it might not be like it might have that might be the message, but it might not be too faith-based. Because just because the message is he because God helps him, it might not be too faith-based. Like it might not. I don't know. I'm not sure.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, there was like Soul Surfer, which came out in 2011. That was Columbia, I think, and it's definitely Soul Surfer is about Bethany Hamilton.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Was that a faith-based film?
Not really. It's made clear that her faith played a big part in her getting back on the surfboard again, but it's not just so shoved down your throat. So
always a good thing.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess that's all for now.
Yep, that's all for now.
All right.